There we go. Hello for everyone. The word of the week is partner, and the third week of the month goes for that which goes around the form and the construct, which could be of the same design, but it has different definition at its very end and edge. For that reason, is different from one another. So today is the 21st of December of 2023. The third of the week, the third word of the week is already ending. So to split in four the months, the weeks of the month, they just go by week. It's not by the first day of the month, which logically that is the first day of the month, but it's not the first week of the month as a whole week that starts in Monday. There are also days that are happening within a week in that month. So there are many juxtapositions that are happening in a knot, in a frequency of time and space. And when you study film and you do addition, you see the transition that is happening. My father would say the most important, he would always mention what's most important in a movie: the actor, the script, the director, the movie production. Because he would say, you can have all the budget in the world, it can be a musical, it can be very beautiful, and the lights, fantastic, the dressing, everything, but the story is not telling you anything. And if it doesn't have the rhythm of the vision of how is, so he would say, of course, you be a director, that's the most important, a script writer, because then no one can take control over your work, and you are the one who has to hire and do the final choices for the casting and get in touch with everyone. For that you will have to choose. But he would still insist that edition is the most important, putting apart how important it is to have a good director, because a good director can cope even with people that you don't want to, but they are good for the image of the film because they know how to project. They have no substance of any reflection at all, but for that you have other parts of the body of the seventh art. Yeah. Can be terrible actors, but they are beautiful, and they can moderate their facial expressions, and just that's what the average of what the people, because 80% comes from the visual in our senses, and that's what we correlate as acceptable beauty. We are drawn to beauty and sex appeal also because it's healthy, the symbol of wealth as well, that you have related with beautiful, healthy people. If you have all the money in the world, the average will pick someone that is beautiful and healthy than someone who, for example, will maintain your family in peace. Yeah, because is what you want is to be liked, and that sells. Then the people will buy the ticket and go to the movies. And who cares if there is peace in the world? Who cares if there is the food is getting to the people? Who cares if we can invest in mediators? Who cares? Who cares? You just want the people to buy the ticket and go to the movies. Yes, yes. And meanwhile, you have a bunch of people playing online, their delusions of wanting to bring other people down, no matter how little they are, the butterfly effect and the Goliath and this one and the other. So everyone is more or less playing their own dreams to be someone, to beat someone, because there is still a lack of substance where people do not know how to relate with one another. They know how to make believe for what the other wants, yeah, which is basic. But we're just entering into a time where only the very rich and the artists or the monks of the priests would study relations through the arts, because one could be more spiritual. The kings, some would be for entertainment, but they would never be satisfied. And spirituality on the artist for that which calls, but more or less the three are related. Yeah. So even if you were a starving artist, at least you would be pampered with that scenario of people. And if you were a good priest, you would get to reach certain back and forth. But if you were any priest coming from any poor neighborhood or continent, you would just end up somewhere else, just under the dominion of surrendering yourself for others. Not getting to enjoy the big show of granting more power for other people to mediate, because the average person is learning. Yes, everybody wants to be a star. So consider that I am suffering to see Boris Johnson being put and all the people that want to be someone as well attacking those who are. So in the future, all this is not going to exist. So why bother filming or doing anything that is not going to be substantial? Because in the future, they could care less of what a waste of time these people are doing, because they're just learning. We are on another level. So this is a reality that I might conclude as not. I might conclude to have brought so that which is love cannot be defined by a person or a partner or a partnership that is a business, an organization, or your own family, because it even goes not just from your construct, but beyond. And the rules of role play bring so many forms of player where you have to transit, not now, because you will define that in your own journey of adventure. I have been there, and I have been these decades with dozens of hackers. They're all fighting to win the game, stealing, trying to copy. There's always the same humanoid problem. So we're going to advance into another form of humanity that's more evolved and understanding. But I need people that can legalize this to see who has reached a level of universality that's universal. Wherever I will die as a Catholic, I don't know if you can be like friendly to other religions and is accepted, but it does not mean that you are that religion, because you're still like, I can do the bunny things when Jesus was in the cross. So I cannot do certain things that are not part of my, because I really love the depth and the transformation. I really love to go every year deep down into not only my sorrows, but humanity's sorrows. Because it's like me and my character would say, I will be the last one in hell, opening the doors. So there is no more, no more sinners, and they come to play, to dance, to play, to forgive each other in their own acts, because they will be moving through other characters and transcending deaths of characters, because we're so attached to the ego. So all this which conforms us as a body is a transportation, like your car, a vessel. We need this ego and these narcissistic character traits which compose us. And at the same time, we must honor all those who are working here and bringing part of this universality. I do not belong to any side. I know to whom I am talking. I know who is capable of surrendering oneself and one's ego. And I know all the stories of marketing that people are doing. I have myself giving my my experience to be in many characters and many interplays, and anyone can do that as well. So to teach this is to go yourself, be anonymous, to be allow yourself to go into the unknown, because no one is watching you. So this is a very important law that can only happen with agreements and partnerships from around the world. Nobody can steal this from me. It is mine. I am Patricia Placencia. I am born in Venezuela. I am Spanish. And I have coined many words, for example, the tissue of reality, and a bunch of. So the best partnership that you can have is with yourself. But it is not a self that is identified with the name Patricia or with the Venezuelan name. I am that, and I will die as such. And I will never allow anyone to talk bad about Venezuelans, no matter who you think to be better than I. Because I do have a very strong ego and pleasure to step on anyone who dares to do that. Like if it's a cockroach, step on it and see all its disappear. Yeah, they will keep on existing. Yeah, they will keep on existing. There you go. Why? Because it's a social resented person who wanted to be someone, making itself way up, making everyone, then wants to reveal against those who thought him, against the academy, against the government, against every person that has supported, because it comes from a very calcified self, that everything is being copied and knows nothing from experience. So it's natural that it's resented, because it's saying something that is not originally created by the self as I. So there is jealousy and envy and hatefulness, and you must obey to all the man, because I am also a woman. So no matter how much you think to be, at the very end, is not yours. This is a connection that is being worked before you even thought about it. So yes, I will do it. There is a great mosaic as a puzzle, and you will be placed here or here or here, with the communist, but with the right, but with this. So that's who you are. In the egoistical map of life, you are placed in the right, in the left. That's who you are. That is your ego. You are not universal. You can talk about universality, but you're talking to people who as well have no idea. And you hate the fact that what I'm saying is true. You have no idea what you're talking about, which means the world to you. But the universe is not the world. So once you cross over that front line, you must admit that is not your world. And that happens in role play as well. Everyone will try to do what they're not. The superego comes out. We will want to create characters that are like gods, super powerful, even if he's a kid that it will throw a stone into a very powerful person. It will beat him up. Whatever self-resentment that has been hurt in childhood, because we've been all hurt in childhood in one way or another. Children are the most abused, and we all come from that. Just because you have to be nice, you don't have to play, just there. Education itself. So this is the way we relate with each other, with ourselves, and the self. And this has been our formation. So then we're talking about yourself, that you belong to this self in this way. And this is a mirror that only empathic people can have, this self-reflection. Because one day you get tired of playing your superego. One day you get sick and tired. Tired is not enough. You have to be sick of it. Sick and tired of your fucking ego. And there you go. As much I am of yours, of course. So are we going to say no to the ego? No, no. We need the ego, but it's not the thing, yeah? How can I explain this from another perspective that you will listen to it and surrender, transcend your ego, yeah? and say the truth, for example, instead of pretending to be amazed of your finding, because it's not your finding, it's mine. Yeah? So, talking about Pinocchio, and at the same time, being Pinocchio. People pick the stories they want to be played. So now we have Pinocchio. Never talked about this female character. Yeah? Why? Pedophiles talk about the bad witch and the evil mother all the time. That's the way they separate children from mothers. I have been a nanny governess, and I have seen, not everywhere, but I have seen it once, from Nordic. It's very interesting. I love the color. I really love this character because he gives him power. He's the master puppet, and he pays for his freedom. So we do have this association, whatever it is, with your parents or with everyone's parents. You have to deal with this society, the great gaslight. So some people want to open the filter. I have been there. The thing is that I'm not going to be part of talking so other people create content where I'm, because it's my work is not about this, right? This is not about creating content. This is about mediators creating function that right now I cannot explain it like this. In a few minutes, my landlord is gonna come. My freedom of expression is limited, as well as my freedom of being. I don't feel like taking a bath and disappear in the dark. I have felt so limited that all I feel is that I disappear, and there is just a very high feeling where I don't want to come back. I don't want to come back. So I can see people's ambitions and desires and manipulations and illusions. So if you want to talk to the crowd, talk to the crowd. But if you want to talk to me, you talk to me in private. Because I've been role playing for fucking too long, longer than you do. All right. So a narcissist could never understand what is to reflect, because to reflect is like Narcissus and the nymph Echo. So in role play, there is a modality, and that's been writing to Bill Gates. There is been writing only 10%. 10%. Like 10. Only 10. Imagine. So you're so excited because it just put a finger up your ass when you can make so much with all your fingers and your body. And everyone in the fucking world Could have been starting already. I cannot go online in the public domain and talking like this to people. I like to be with my kids and just film like people do. And this is what I'm doing, and this is my cake that I'm doing with my kids for Christmas. So that's it. And celebrate and be grateful. Yes, I'm grateful. I got candles. I'm grateful. I'm just needing this so I don't go crazy. Just to think that I'm not thinking, just looking at the needle. And suddenly I just did a snowflake. It was just positive. The rest was just like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, really? I don't believe on anyone online. What goes online is like farts in the air for the average person who needs to believe in a program, to follow a program, because they don't have a script of their fucking own. And this is what I'm sick about, because humanity has the intelligence to create their own script. And I have the potential and I have the technique for it to work. I'm not here to support any fucking narcissist or be any echoing so they can copy my words as if it comes from them. I have played so many characters. Do you really want to know who I am? What is this for you? So I echo for you. Oh, you crossover. And there is so much into this science. There is not just technology. And there is so much into this science. There is not just technological, it's also artistic and spiritual and material. People cannot be online all the time like a psycho addict. To do this is incredible. So you don't need to have any credibility of who I am. There is enough evidence. I have studied long time ago in New York City. It was the first class for copyrights for artists and creators in the School of Visual Arts School of New York City in 14th Street. It's good to play stupid when you're very smart. I have seen this movie on and on and on and on and on. Then I have to go and play stupid again, and because that's what narcissists want from you. I'm also fucking narcissist. And I'm sick and tired of being a narcissist as well, and creating and over-creating other constructs, which are necessarily, of course. They're vessels and forms. But we cannot be talking monologues and hoping to destroy someone or be destroyed to become something else. Yes, you can do that online with fictional characters. This life is serious. Well, it counts for me. It doesn't count for you. You don't care about me and my children or their generation. What you want is to create another show off. If you are ruling a miserable world, this is what people are doing. Overworking to pay more wars, to believe they're doing something good for the planet. But who is working for that, really? Where is the real, like all this gas in the air, all this rubbish in there to, like, what is the reality that we are confronting as a human species? Because people want freedom of expression, but you're not really telling them the truth. So it's like, I have to be on board, but if I am on board, I have to also suck ass, right? It's like, oh, no, 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 you want me to suck your ass, so I am with you, yeah? And then I have to be against others. So, no, no. Even if I have a child, a father, or a family member or a husband that is committing a crime and doing something wrong, I will never support that. That never happens. It could happen mostly from the outside world. So it can be generated because of the attraction. Yeah. Because they will want from you something that is what narcissists are after, right? And when everyone can see their own narcissism, because everyone has narcissism, everybody is eating from somebody else. Everyone is a partner, as to say. You could say is disambiguation, is to say you're a parasite of other people as well, because you are also studying from other people. You're taking content from other people. You're copying what other people are saying, and you're just recreating it. So what is all this waste of energy going to your entity within this other entity that means nothing really? People are just experiencing what is to express themselves. But what is the origin of your doings, really? You are a parasite as well. Yeah. With thousands of other parasites that are as well eating from you. And where does that go? Nowhere. It's going nowhere. If you look at reality, people going to their job, paying their bills, that's it. Is somebody enlightened from that? No, because you're not enlightened. You're a good showman. That's it. Just seeing where you fish information. So this is a generation of expression. And it doesn't matter what you say, people are expressing because of the great need to express themselves no matter what they say. And they will just follow the tendency, whatever it is, to be on the edge of what's being said. And if you find it first, better. So this has been already understood when I was a teenager, because people needed, from so much abuse, they needed this freedom of expression. Not for what they're saying, really, because everything is become nonsense and crazy. Right, left, just take a few pedophiles away, which is quite a lot, actually. Yeah. Understand that we are depuring the system. But even those who they could fuck children as well. They don't do it because it's illegal, but they fuck women in the same way. They fuck their head, take their rights, they take their work, and they keep trashing like they all belong to the same pot of men who they think they're together because they're sharing, and then they will insult the woman that she's a witch, she's a prostitute, she's sleeping with people. I am accessible to be moving and selling the rules of role play into virtual reality, and my technique that is fascinating for the growth of humanity. And I will never allow Christians, especially Catholics, to give themselves for others. we are coming into and stepping into another generation. There is no need to sacrifice yourself for others. If you feel that is wrong, step back and create your own source of natural bliss, ecstasy, purity, and your state of heaven. Because as we are opening into this self-expression, which also has vibrations, you are being devoured. And you know who you are. You're being devoured, even though you give yourself to it, the only one and the first one giving step to it. You're being devoured by a bunch of, let's not put adjectives. So that's from Christ and these 2,000 generations. And it will continue on that field of new Christians. But you will see them through their generations in the future. How many generations have been passed where they can reflect? Because you could have been fighting in a war and giving yourself for a country, but you did it because you wanted security and to feel powerful and or die if you don't have it because you're sick of it. But that does not mean that your country is on a state of heaven. It might be on some parts, materially, spiritually, but in others it's still fighting. So we need to embrace this heavenly state and we being there, but we cannot have like glimpses of paradise. We can be there 100% 24/7. So we can transcend here and let them transcend distance. So if you really study your words, you don't need so many chapters because that's it, bang. And allow the person to convert with their own consciousness, because it is within their own consciousness that you're giving the step for them to say those words, because they're coming from your dimension, from yourself, of the self. And that's it. Not need to sacrifice yourself because they're sucking your energy. You're going to die younger. So what is the need to be confronting and fighting and giving yourself to all these Jews, to all these Roman empires, to all these people who are thirst for power? Because they're all the same. They're all the same, and we are all the same. No matter what you want to dominate, we will learn farther and farther what is the great dominion. But for that, you will have to see them up and the role play, how it works. You are never going to stage me, and you are never going to write my story. You can have delusions that you are doing it and changing information here and there, but you have no idea what's going on behind the filters and the curtains and the veils and the many realities. You think to be in power, but you're not. And that's another dimension where you can let go of that construct and get to be part of an ocean that transitions through all the world at once. And then, because you must also accept the pain and all the emotions, and at the same time, see them above yourself and the self of it all. The richness of these natures that have vast this world on every corner of each continent and its people. Then you would take responsibility from your heart to your brain to all that which is beyond yourself, for the self. Meanwhile, you keep fighting, you keep confronting, you keep wanting to keep the show up, having no idea how much time is being devoured by your own. Humanity could be right here already. But you think that you're going to use me like you have used so many people. And you're all the same. To me, because I know. So what is a partnership, you might ask? You have those close to you who will grant you nothing new. You will know how you're going to die. Yes? And it's secure. They will do as you say, know you very well, and your ego is conformed. What work partnership you want? Yes? Because you cannot trust anyone. Because you can't be trusted. Look at all the women suffering in the world, seeing their children die with all these wars, their children being taken as well. Oh, one way or another. And some women will give their children to keep the social acceptance of being married. Yeah. Many women will, because there is such a delusion with women to be married, and they would keep the gaslight because women have been conditioned with the social acceptance of being married, and they will give their children to be raised by the father to keep their delusion of being married and being a good woman and being perfect, while deep inside they're having a horror. No love, no true love, all for the core. And this is what you're teaching to the people as well. And many people can see it, but nowadays, thanks to the past generations, it is around 49% of people in this generation that don't live with your grandmother's generation. So I dreamt of Camilla, the Queen Camilla. And when I woke up, I realized that I was not listening to her because I was telling her and telling her what I was seeing around. But she wanted to tell me something, but she was so cautious in her own that she would never say it, because very private, very. But it was like from the heart, so, or the spirit. So in my dream, I was just like, because that's what I do in the store. Because people ask me, I'm not allowed to talk about the royalty or have my opinion, but I'm like, yeah, right. And some of the girls, yeah, she loves the royalty and she's from Venezuela. And I said, well, I went to the school of the Prince of Spain and my family is Spanish, but I love all the royalties from the world. And so, regardless of what they do in their private life. So, and everyone picks for a character or whatever. It's sometimes like invasive. So, many people come with their projections, but That's what they believe. That's what they were taught. And they think they're easy to judge because they will embrace their family better. And this has happened over and over again when the actors go across the villages and tell the stories of the kings and the queens. So people feel better about themselves because what they have to deal with. Yeah. Because the king and queen actually are always perfect. They haven't done anything. So, at least to the record. So, what is a partnership? In that form of unconditional love and ultimate celebration, because I was born there, I was raised there, I live all my life there, I work like that all my life. And I have learned also from the undergrounds. I have learned an experience, because it's very different to experience from, I would say, the lost souls from society, those who don't even have values to pay Charon the ferryman. So before I had my children, I was already writing about Styx and Charon, about Hades. And as a writer, you have certain iconic sentences and words and positions where people feel a familiarity to this character. I knew he was going to do that because you're giving the chance for the person to think. I knew that was going to happen because it's so predictable, but it brings you closer. So there are always these sentences and these positions, right? So, for example, Styx would normally sit on a rock when she's coming out of the river. So she's thinking about Hades or where to go, what is her next adventure. Oh, she will always be inspectioning and coming in and out of her river. But so people have that familiarity with her. But she will also be plotting and planning which new hell, which new heaven that she would put some players on. But she wouldn't put them because she would find them in this new hell, right? It's not Styx is one of the most manipulative characters in the sense that you will never feel manipulated because she's just flowing. She's never doing it, but it giving the imaginary for players to laugh about themselves in those regions. Meanwhile, playing a lot of other characters, and people know that you are not really that arrogant and top narcissist. But if you really want to have fun, you have to make a super ego narcissist villain character that is actually closer to humanity in this way, because you laugh about your own self as well. You were never there to do such things, or it's impossible that anyone could do such things. But from a parallel order makes you reflect. So there we echo together a laughter or a cry, because people, one of the purpose of role play is to drive people crazy because they're hooked with rage. And it's very easy. It's very easy. There are techniques for that. So you can manipulate minds because people want to be manipulated. People want to play. So if you give them the power to play, it will be boring. Boring. Why? Because they will want to be perfect. They will want to have this and that, and everybody doing what everybody wants in art is boring. Right now, it's been like that purposely so nobody can copy. And I will leave it like southern and 1 million kilometers years light, so you can never track or have an idea of what I'm talking about. because it's mine. So, well, I'm not here to fight anyone because you are an arrogant yourself. I have my reasons to be an arrogant. Yeah? I have reasons to be an arrogant. That's what my mother would say. Oh, well, if he's an arrogant, it must have its very reasons to be so good. So, what is a partnership there if you're going to mistrust everyone? Because every fucking step of the way, they will steal from you. And this is what we are going through right now. So, do you have to put someone to sacrifice itself? No, because then all the work is dead, is gone. And we don't need to support martyrisms and victimizations because it has transcended giving itself for others. That was when people needed to forgive and step forward, because people didn't know what was to forgive and keep playing, keep doing, okay, yes, no, okay, this. You cannot role play with no, 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 or every time you do something is two no's, or everything yes. There's nothing is flat and the same color. You can opaque everything. There's also light, there is all shapes, whatever is not being constructed as such of ideas or abstracts, to have a cognition of where you're going, of what you are doing in priority. So I can explain this in the private of how it works, but it's going to take some time. Yes? As when the time of Jesus, when he was teaching the Jews, the Roman Empire, and those who became later Muslims, because they are the same bunch of people. So I have no mercy for anyone, really. Because the Christians too, the Catholics have to stop sacrificing themselves for others, because people can learn how to do their things now and work. You want something? Work it yourself. Pay that credit. If you want credit, are you a person of credit? So we have to learn what is this? But with the social resentment, which is the majority right now, we can't. So the higher class has to come down also to role play. Doesn't mean you have to give away your highest. Never. You were not giving the highest to give it away. No. To please the majority. No. It will never happen. To make believe. No. Because then they will keep with the same martyrism and attacking and the anger, and there's no way to give a step for that. So when there was no any other chance, when Jesus existed, yes, because that was a big call and realization and understanding, psychological understanding, we can say yes, no, see, try many times. And that's what Christianity did in all this time. And they will judge the colony, and they will judge even immigrants from war who came from Europe and murder them when they were having a new village with gossips and social resentment, hatred. It had nothing to do with reality. It's the same thing that I'm going in this job next to a castle because a black woman is talking shit about me that I haven't done. And I cannot say the reality of what I said, because then I will have to say all the story, and I have other problems in my head right now than to be rearranging gossips. But when you look at the kingdom, that's what they're doing all day online. Some of them, because of some middle ranger. That's what you fall in love with. So there you go. That's what the people want. Okay, in that momentum and continuum of time, there you go. Die like that. So you cannot tell a narcissist what to do. Well, what if I'm a narcissist? I'm not doing anything of what you tell me to do. So thank you. Oh no, because you're an empath. Well, yes, maybe I'm a super extraordinary ultra empath, but that's not the point. The point is to be seeing globally and getting to change from perspective, and letting go your skin of that fucking ultra whatever you think to be, because you're more than that, honey. Yes. And that would be much more fun for the rest of the world to see your true skin, because that's something that you have to believe and make believe. So this is what's going to happen when people are playful and moving forward beyond reason, because there's so many reasons with and against. You can understand the whole reason as your children playing. And it is good to play. It's good to play sport. It is good to play business. It's good to play mediation. It's good to play the arts. It is good to create. But we are sharing a collective understanding. And some, only some, will get to that level, which you're not. You are being instruments of God. You are being played. So allow yourself to talk through this majestic sound that is not from the kingdom of England or Spain or any that you will call religion, because sincerely, not even the Vatican or the Catholic Church has what Jesus really came to bring. That was a negotiation, which that is okay, that is good to keep them then obey. Yeah, to get away with it and just keep it there. So assembling all these stories of all these people, they're all pure stories of ego, because they had the chance to study and they put their souls to that in a psychotic string of fixed ideas to become someone, to be someone, to be remembered. So whatever, same old school. In also in the psychic of the soul, that's transition as an emblem of power. But that's not true. It is a reality that is true, but it's not the whole truth beyond the truth, with the truth in every single human being, animal, and plant, a water, a sky, and fire, earth, and the dark matter, and how we use our energies to transport. Why the psychic can transport and certain elements can be read, and we cannot transfer through our body with this consciousness. Why this material has to always do the same that's been learned from others. So from alter impulses that have been propelled. So there are other methods. But for that, you must undress yourself and get to address new confines. Only if you are a partner with yourself, you wouldn't be afraid to do so. All right? If you really are. But if you are being puppeted and you still need that, you have not mastered yourself. Yeah? You don't like to be told what to do? I have not told you what to do. I know what I'm doing. You know what you're doing. You pick what you're doing. You want to go that way? Go fuck yourself that way. Bravo! So, but did you tell them how to fuck themselves? They don't even know how to fuck themselves. They've been fucking in that way, which they learn, and that's it. Yeah. So you want to make the show? You want a script writer? Because that's what editors do. They have to take all the shit out to make it. Yeah. They have to cut all this, cut, and then they put it here, and then they have to think with to where it goes to please society, so they sell. This is why I never wanted to be selling books or movies. If I wanted to write for myself, they would never bring to the public what I love to do for myself. You know how much I invested in my freedom? Because I have expressed myself for myself. It's like, no, no, I could never do that. People have to see me. People have to see me. I have to resound. I have to create impact. I have to be someone more than others. Go, go. That is your time frame of reality. I've been there so many times, but it was not for that really. So, am I looking for an actress and an actor? No. This is the world of role playing virtual reality into real life, back and forth into the world of fantasy, and asking for professionals that will break through the old school of psychology and psychiatry, because there's a lot of crazy shit going on. Yeah. But there are boundaries to understand, to define this is real life, this is the arts. For example, Twitter. Twitter is being a baby, expressing with memes, with still images, then GIFs, a few seconds, right? Force of expression, funny, twisted. Yeah, it's been sort of artistic based on real life. Yeah. They will never want to role play and enter into virtual reality because they know that the Twitter will end unless Twitter has won over threats, a court case, because they have stolen it. The open source was so people could see the information, and that was set and tracked. Whatever it was written on paper or patent, or was set, why it was shared. It was not shared to be copied. And that is proven already. It's been already tracked in the information. So people can get together around the world in Twitter and understand the script. Yeah, these people are playing the right, these people are playing the left. There will be less and less pedophiles, so they can go and burn in hell if they are not honoring the future that's coming beyond their abuse. At that time, okay, that's what they knew to do. They didn't know what to do. They all share that collective of understanding because it's legitimate. They've been doing it for centuries. Yeah. No, come here, fuck me, and I'll pay you for that. No, I'll pay a child. Oh yes, my saliva. We share all these little secret. So you become part of the clan. Look, this is dying. They're dying. They already got it. They think they have the power of the world. Am I going to save them? So I already said in these 2 years how it's going to get clean, but it needs more time to refine the script because you are not in character. Is to understand who you are, what are you playing for, and the importance of playing this role for everyone. So sometimes to back off, back away, you could gain more power than just siding a side. Yeah? Not for everyone. Some people need to do that. You don't need to do that. So, yeah, it is cool because, yeah, I am the voice of the people. All right, be the voice of the people, but the people need to learn too. And then people will have the credit to do and mediate to do things in real life. But for that, we need the world map in 3D and the narrative of the people accordingly with the new generation that's been born from all the abusers. The abusers, sorry, what you did is done. Like, what can I do? I am not your mother. I'm not your gaslight wife. I have nothing to do with you. I just brought a work. Yeah? and you were given a job to do, and you learned to do certain things. I learned to do others. I did my things too. Through war and death and oppression, come here. Come here. You want to play those games? Because this is the reality right now. For you to become partnered with yourself and master this for the younger generation, who are you sponsoring? Who are you teaching? So you are playing with others as well. Oh, but that's a story that the people buy, but the people that are next to me, they know who I am. You know what you did. You know who you are, and this has to stop. You have to let go of the word that I have given you, that you have stolen and abused my trust, as too many people, that you suck their energies just for nothing, because that's not a tantric Buddha feel. That is not a continuous orgasm that comes not just intellectually, but of abundance beyond the masses. And they can work and report and learn to mediate, learn to dialogue, as we have been doing. You as a ghost, ghosting and jerking off in the back, paying people to do things to cover your ass, because you will keep shitting, so they have to cover more. You have to cover more. So is every person that I put is being paid by you? Yeah? Because you all belong to the same religion, the same pipelines. You think you're going to fool people because you play double. You think you are going to play me illusions. I listen to people online, tarot readers, because I feel like they're talking to me, but I listen a shit of what they say. I don't believe in anyone that is on internet. I only believe in the reality. And that's partnership, that's bonding. Oh, the first has to be with an illusion or with this or that, because I want this, because I want to trust you and make sure. Because all this, I am a fucking role play. I've been role playing before role play existed. I've been talking about fantasies. On my 20s, I've been the first one working on fantasies. While studying script writing, my father had a school of cinema. I've been assistant of therapy for 14 years. I've freed many people with Tantra because it's their birthright. So why do I have to stand to this misery that you give? Because people don't need to be online watching all this. Oh, no. They can be doing something already. As you can be doing the 3D map of the world, of real life. And someone can travel with me to all the national libraries of the world. But I don't know who is that person. I don't know everything. I only know what is precise for me to deliver. Because I'm also an instrument of God. So you are, to find out your own partnership within yourself. So it's to love one is to love the other as well, that is traveling through this time frame. The only person I believe is the bishop. When I was a girl going to church in Madrid, I would go alone sometimes because my mother was very tired from work. She worked a lot. When there was no people, she had to deliver boxes to all Spain. I mean, people thought she had a glamorous life with the fashion shows and all these parties, but sometimes she, in the back, she had to overwork and send all these boxes to all these stores. Because on those times in the 80s, you couldn't hire extra people. So she would say, you go on. I would put my best dress and shoes, and I would be next to a family, so people would think I'm with a family. And I love to go to church. It was the purest time of my life. And when I saw Osho in India, that I was 13, but I remember that I would feel like a sinner because I would be watching a priest from a screen. I knew that it would have been more comfortable in the future with the same love. I should say the name of the bishop. He is more than himself, also a flame of God. He believes in the truth. It resonates within him. I fully trust when he talks, even though he's based on other people's stories and lives and experiences. He has one of his own, but he had given all himself for that moment, for others. So it's for me. And that is to be an empath and to have reflection, to echo within your heart. A narcissist could never reflect. You can never ask a narcissist to be the nymph echo. They could steal those words, but to understand the communion, to understand, because sometimes it resonates from other source, and the narcissist is saying it. So sometimes you give yourself for that. That in role play you have a movement where one is explaining the field of the play, the board game. We do a lot of undercover work with undercover characters when you have passed certain stage, because at the beginning you help other people to master their own super ego, and you have millions of characters. You need to administrate certain groups, but you cannot administrate all the verses. You cannot be any if you want to. People will experience that eventually, that they want to do it all, but you cannot. One time you come to the realization that you cannot administrate everything that you want. We are actually have limited power, but in the world of imagination, you give range free, and that wilderness of imagination needs to be palpitating constantly. That allows you to do and do and do. But once you see that and find out that you need others, that you also need others super ego to administrate this. Yeah. But as the world is right now, they keep on fighting, so there is no synergy. There has been, and I have asked my friend to keep it in this way. So which is a partner from another source of multidimensional understanding, because we've been doing this for 18 years and we've been with all the flaws and mistakes and allowing ourselves as well, because that's what we did. That's what we love to do. We did it for ourselves. So nobody can take that away from you. That's a partnership. That's eighth dimensional, the eighth art in role play through virtual reality. Now you want to copy me? You want to steal from me? You want to take my name, my credits, my iconic words? The little bit that I give to you, 1%. Look, and there is more. You cannot multiply. This is what happened when you abuse women and children. You cannot multiply. You want to take for you, but you cannot multiply. It does not ripple beyond with multiplicity. You just suck it to inflate your ego, but it's not multiplying beyond you. And it's not satisfying either. That's why you need to keep abusing, to keep taking, to keep conquering, to want more. It is a void that can, because you're not living in a tantric field. It's not an orgasmic chain of orgasms that come from sexuality, from your lowest self. It could come. But it's not about that. Because you are sexually repressed and have problems in your head. It's your problem. That's the way that you are projecting on others. So have some respect at least to let others be beyond your ego. Self-perfection, perception, which is not perfect, by the way. It might seem to be perfect because you are playing the perfect card, but its origins are sexually repressed to repress others so you can be. And that's also in the average acceptable perception, but on this generation to a 51%. All right. So you will see the sort of people, and then you will see this other, and then you will see this and that. You cannot satisfy everyone by the image that you are, and you are selling, self-marketing, but you need to do that because you've never been yourself. You've never partnered yourself. Yeah, you're a salesperson to make your way. But where are you going? Like many people will knock on the doors of heaven and once. But where are you going? Like many people will knock on the doors of heaven, and once they arrive, they pick their shoes and go. Why? They go back after the spiritual journey because nobody wants to let go of their ego. They want to go back to the known. They want to go into the unknown, to that surrendering, ultimate yes. That's a call from existence of the divine, of God. And there you will understand who are yours and where you belong. Only there. That is here, right now. Because you are the kind who keeps postposing. You are the kind who is still dependable. Did you think that other people own you? That's why you're there. You cannot do anything by your own. You're afraid because you are dependable. You think to be partner with yourself and be within all your creating more and more and more. Yes, everyone is a creator. Everyone has been given a body and tools and the same learnings, more or less. Experience, go and pay for it if you want. You want to have it. Experience from others. Uh, that's partnership. Yeah. So each culture and continent has the right to have their own satellites and internet configuration because United States of America is not going to own the world. And this is the purpose of this war with Russia and why the Chinese are coming together as well in the technological field. So once you understand that, it's not about you. The world is little compared to the universe. And only like this we can reach to higher states together. Because until today, you're talking to the masses, but you're not talking to me. You're talking to your friends that you belong to something. But that's an illusion. I don't see friends. I only see a show. I don't see my sisters. I don't see my children. I don't see the world. So, well, that's my partnership to mankind. Bye. And the next word of the week, which will be the last word of the month and the year, and these 2 years, is family. Bye.